From the news desk of Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin, this is news on the hour.
In the headlines, insecurity, NLC members Showore reportedly gathered in Abuja for nationwide protest. Dangote allegations, NMDPRA boss disowns viral statement, welcomes ICPC probe. Police arrest popular TikToker Pella over reckless driving. One killed, another injured in Oshunloan motorcycle accident. On the foreign scene, drone attack kills over 100 civilians in Sudan's Kordofan. In sports news, AFCON 2025 Super Eagles camp hits 26 as Chukwueze arrives. Good afternoon and thank you for staying with us on Diamond 88.7 FM in Lorry. This is the news on the hour. I am Bisola Oduwole Suleiman. We'll bring you details of the news after this break. Please stay with us.
You ugly o. Everybody dey post picture for social media. You too dey put picture.
Hey, wait, this pikin no even fine. Yeah.
See this bro guy, now your generation dey here.
You probably don't know how much your words hurt, but cyberbullying is real. Words hurt, whether it's in person, from typing, or behind a screen. Just a comment or unnecessary share from someone you know or from a complete stranger can hurt. Words can even end lives. Think before you type. Stop cyberbullying today.
This message is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin.
Members of the Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, welcome back. If you're just tuning in and listening to us, this is the news on the hour reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin. Don't forget you can log on to our website www.diamondfm.net to keep up to date with us. Now the news in detail. Members of the Nigeria Labour Congress NLC on Wednesday began converging at the Union Secretariat in Abuja ahead of the nationwide protest against rising insecurity in the country. The demonstration is aimed at drawing attention to worsening safety concerns nationwide. The NLC president, Joe Ajaero, was seen at the venue alongside civil society allies, including activist Omoyele Showore and members of the Revolution Now movement, as mobilization for the protest gathered momentum. Security operatives, including the police, Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, and the Department of State Services, DSS, were deployed around the Secretariat as the NLC commenced its planned protest, scheduled for December 17. The Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, says it will brief its internal organs before taking a final decision on its planned nationwide protest following a closed-door meeting with President Bola Tinubu at the State House Abuja early Wednesday. NLC President Joe Ajaero said the outcome of the talks would be discussed by the union's leadership before any announcement is made. Ajaero explained that the decision would be collective, noting that the National Executive Council and the state councils would weigh the president's assurances before a final position is communicated later on Wednesday. He stressed that the NLC is not run by one individual and must consult widely. Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma and the Minister of State for Labour Nkiruka Onyejeocha described the engagement as ongoing dialogue as the federal government continues consultations with labor leaders amid threats of protest over economic hardship and wage demands. Meanwhile, the chief executive of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA, Farouk Ahmed, has denied authorizing a statement circulating on social media in response to allegations made against him by the Dangote Group president, Aliko Dangote. Ahmed said the viral statements did not emanate from him. Dangote had, during a press briefing at the Dangote Petroleum Refinery in Lekki, called for a full investigation into Ahmed's finances and urged him to appear before the Code of Conduct Tribunal, while also petitioning Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, to probe the regulator's activities.
making complaint about a regulator who has actually put his children in secondary school. And that secondary school education, which is 6 years, 4 of them cost Nigeria $5 million for educating 5 children. Even my own children, they didn't go to those schools. My children went to Nigerian secondary school. Today, as we speak, the authority chief executive, Malam Farouk has 4 of his children that he educated in Switzerland at the cost of $5 million for their secondary school education alone, not university. And I know that one of them just finished Harvard. So I want to now see what kind of system are we operating that, people are now busy destroying a country, taking money from the government. Because when you look at his income does not match paying this kind of.
Ahmed said he deliberately avoided public exchanges despite what he described as wild and spurious allegations, adding that he welcomed the ICPC investigation as an opportunity to objectively examine the claims and clear his name. The Senate of the National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, has renewed its call for the suspension of the managing director of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority (NMDPRA), Farouk Ahmed, over ongoing corruption allegations. The students' body said it would not relent until the matter is thoroughly investigated. In a statement issued on Tuesday, NANS Senate President Usman Nagwaza said the association remained resolute despite what it described as attempts by detractors to distract and frustrate its demands for transparency and accountability. He stressed that the allegations against Ahmed were serious and questioned his suitability to remain in office while investigations are ongoing. NANS again urged President Bola Tinubu to take immediate action by suspending the NMDPRA boss to allow for a fair and interference-free probe, warning that it may mobilize its nationwide structures after the expiration of a 72-hour ultimatum earlier issued. In Lagos State, the Lagos State Police Command has arrested popular TikToker Habib Hamzat, widely known as Pella, following the circulation of the viral video showing him driving recklessly during a live broadcast, an act that led to a road crash. The incident occurred on Sunday, December 14, 2025, and sparked widespread public outrage. In a statement on Tuesday, the police said Pella's actions posed a serious risk to his life and that of other road users, describing the conduct as highly responsible and dangerous. Authorities noted that the case has been transferred to the State Criminal Investigation Department for further investigation. The police added that Pella would be charged to court upon the conclusion of investigations, while the Commissioner of Police CP Olorundare Jimoh warned social media influencers and the public against promoting reckless and unlawful acts online, stressing that such behavior would attract strict legal consequences. Moving on, a member of the House of Representatives, Abdulsamad Dasuki, PDP Sokoto, on Wednesday raised a point of privilege, alleging discrepancies between tax laws passed by the National Assembly and the versions later gazetted and released to the public. He said the published laws did not reflect what lawmakers debated and approved. Dasuki told the House that after reviewing the gazetted copies alongside the votes and proceedings and the harmonized versions adopted by both chambers, he discovered inconsistencies. He described the situation as a breach of legislative process and warned that it undermined the integrity of the National Assembly. He urged the Speaker to direct that all relevant documents be presented to the Committee of the Whole for scrutiny. Lastly, in local news, one person has been confirmed dead while another sustained injuries in a lone motorcycle accident that occurred on Tuesday night in the Jagilegbo area of Ifetedo, Osun State. The crash happened at about 9:45 p.m. along the township road. According to a first incident report, the accident involved two adult males riding an unregistered black TVS motorcycle, which was said to be traveling at high speed before it crashed. One of the riders died on the spot, while the second victim suffered head injuries and bruises. The injured rider was taken to a nearby general hospital for treatment, while the deceased's body was deposited at the Divine Haven morgue in Ondo. Confirming the incident, the Federal Road Safety Corps, OSHU, warned motorists against overspeeding and urged strict compliance with traffic regulations. And that's it on the local scene. The news on the hours reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM. Ilorin, we take a short break. When we return, drone attack kills over 100 civilians in Sudan's Kordofan. We'll bring you that story in foreign news and some others in the world of sports. Please stay with us.
See, wait, he's from our tribe and we have the same religion. So we have to protect our own. Our tribe isn't corrupt. I beg you, leave now our Peking.
Wait, stop and think. Do you realize that the impact of corruption and careless decisions by that clansman or family member of yours doesn't know tribalism or nepotism? Let's hold everyone accountable for a better society and country. If you see something, say something to the right authorities.
This message is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin.
Welcome back from that break. If you're just tuned in and joining us, this is the news on the hour reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin. Before that break, we brought you local stories. Now we move on to the foreign scene. In international news, at least 104 civilians have been killed in a series of drone attacks across Sudan's Kordofan region as fighting between the Sudanese Armed Forces, SAF, and the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces, RSF, escalates in the country's third year of civil war. The attacks intensified after the RSF captured a major army base in Babnusa, triggering widespread violence across the central region. The deadliest strike hit a kindergarten and a hospital in Kalogi, South Kordofan, killing 89 people, including dozens of children. United Nations Human Rights Chief Volker Turk condemned the attacks, warning that targeting civilians and medical facilities violates international humanitarian law, while 6 UN peacekeepers were also killed in a separate drone strike on their base in Kadogili. Still in foreign news, South African immigration and law enforcement officials have raided a center in Johannesburg processing applications for a United States refugee program and arrested 7 Kenyan nationals for working illegally. The Home Affairs Ministry said the Kenyans had entered the country on tourist visas which do not permit employment. The center was handling applications by white South Africans under a new U.S. program backed by President Donald Trump that prioritizes them for refugee status. Authorities said no U.S. officials were arrested during the raid, stressing that the facility was not a diplomatic site. And that's it on the foreign scene. Moving into the world of sport, the Super Eagles camp ahead of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco has increased to 26 players following the arrival of winger Samuel Chukwueze on Wednesday. The camp opened on Sunday at the Renaissance Hotel in Cairo, Egypt, marking the start of Nigeria's final preparations for the tournament. Goalkeepers Francis Uzoho, Stanley Wabali and Amas Obasogie are already in camp alongside defenders and midfielders who have reported earlier and are fully involved in training. Attackers Ademola Lukman, Paul Onuachu, Cyril Dessers and Akko Adams are also present, raising competition for places in the final squad. Striker Victor Osimhen and winger Moses Simon are still expected to join the team after concluding club duties as the Super Eagles intensify preparations with gym and training sessions scheduled for Wednesday. Still in sports news, the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, has hit back at Nigeria's petition to FIFA over alleged ineligible players, warning the Nigeria Football Federation, NFF, not to seek victory off the pitch. The response followed confirmation that the NFF formally challenged the eligibility of some Congolese players used in the 2026 World Cup playoff that Nigeria lost on penalties. The NFF, through its Secretary General Mohamed Sanusi, said the petition was based on concerns over dual nationality, which DR Congo's laws do not recognize, arguing that FIFA may have been misled in clearing the players. FIFA is yet to comment on the matter as it considers Nigeria's protest. In a post on the DR Congo national team's official X account, the Leopards dismissed the claims and accused Nigeria of attempting to overturn the result through administrative means. And that's it in the world of sport. With that, we've come to the end of the news on the hour for today. But before we go, here is a recap of the major highlights. Insecurity, NLC members Showore reportedly gather in Abuja for nationwide protests. Dangote allegations, NMDPRA boss disowns viral statement, welcomes ICPC probe. Police arrest popular TikToker Pella over reckless driving. One killed, another injured in Osun lone motorcycle accident. On the foreign scene, drone attacks kill over 100 civilians in Sudan's Kordofan. In sports, AFCON 2025 Super Eagles camp hits 26 as Chukwueze arrives. Those are the major headlines as brought to you this afternoon. Before we wrap up the news, we take a look at our Today in History segment. Did you know that on this day in the year 1942, Muhammadu Buhari, the former Nigerian military head of state and two-term Democratic president, was born? Now you know. For news coverage or information about happenings around you, kindly contact the Diamond FM newsroom number on 091 606 27526 091 606 27526. Log on to our website www.diamondfm.net to keep up to date with us from any part of the world. Download our app on Google Play Store and iOS Apple Store. Diamond FM. Follow all our social media platforms at Diamond 87 FM on Instagram and Facebook, at Diamond FM Ilorin on YouTube, at Diamond 87_FM on X. The news on the hour was edited by Adeyemi Adewale. I am Bisola Oduwole Suleiman. Thank you for listening to your shining supreme station. Do stay tuned for the news in Yoruba coming up shortly. Good afternoon and have a lovely rest of the day.